Hi everyone, I hope you're all well. I thought I would take finally the opportunity to do the videos about the different assessment items for you. I'm starting with talking about the quiz, the two quizzes for HSP 108, what is policing. So the quizzes are meant to be pretty easy for you. Realistically, as I've shown you on this first slide, because I like really daggy little graphics, you just need to be able to do your readings, which is represented by the book, of course, and then you get online and you do the quizzes. Now, the link's not going to be available at this stage. I'm pretty sure you can't go into the link and test it out to see what's there so you can prepare for it. You have to prepare beforehand, then you click on the link and you get in and do the quiz. So as long as you do your readings in this unit, you should be fine, realistically, because all of the answers to this quiz come directly from the set readings. Okie dokie, so the first quiz, I've got two dates on this slide. It's due date and open date. So quiz 1, as you can see, opens on Monday the 10th of April, week 7 at 6 a.m. And then it closes Sunday the 16th of April, week 7 at midnight. Please don't leave it till midnight. Get on there, do it as quickly as you can, but I do leave it open for a whole week, so if you need to, you can do it a couple of times. Quiz 2 opens Monday 29th of May, week 13 at 6 a.m, and then closes Sunday the 4th of June, end of week 13 at midnight. Again, get online and do it beforehand so the website doesn't crash and make everybody's life a living hell. These two multiple choice quizzes make up 40% for your total grade for HSP 108. Very easy. So you complete the quizzes. Each quiz contains 20 questions. These are drawn from the key readings only. So the ones that are embedded in the website for you, they're the ones, that's where you can find your quiz questions and answers. I pull them straight out of the text, so there's no ambiguity, there's no sort of making things up. I genuinely create the questions out of the text of the reading, so it'll be really easy for you. I've given you an image here on the slide to show you what the questions look like, but I'm also going to put up a practice quiz. I was hoping to do that before this, but short of working through the night without a break, because I've worked through the last 4 weekends without a break, I definitely wouldn't be able to get it up. So I'm hopefully going to get that written and uploaded for you this week. Okie dokie. So just so you know, as I said before, quiz 1 will run in week 7, but the questions will be drawn from readings from weeks 1 to week 6, not week 7 for that first quiz, okay? And then quiz 2, the questions will be drawn from week 7 to week 12, not the final week. I'll give you a few parameters. Each question is worth 1 mark each. You've got a 1 hour limit, and the quiz will shut down on the dot of 1 hour, so make sure you have your time. I'm sure you're going to have plenty of time. Realistically, people at the most spend a minute on each multiple choice question, so you've got more than ample time to do this quiz. I'm going to set it up so that you've got 3 attempts. This means that if you're not happy with your mark, you can go back and do it again, but only 3 times. And I'm going to allow backtracking, which means if you're getting stumped on a question or whatever, you can go back and you can check to see what the answers are and answer it then. All right, so I always like to give a few tips on how to answer multiple choice questions a little bit more quickly. Some of these might be a little repetitive, but I think they're quite useful for understanding the different ways that multiple choice questions work. Big advice, start with the questions that you can answer quickly and easily. That way, you've got more time to go back and think about the other ones in more detail. See if you can have a go at answering the question yourself. So, was it this side? Yes. Cover the answers on the screen. See if you can answer it off the top of your head and then look at your answers, because often the first thought that you have, the first answer that you have will be the one that's correct. A lot of the times we find in multiple choice quizzes, when they're handwritten, when we used to sit there and tick the box and stuff like that, oh, those were the good old days. We often find that people have the correct answer in the first instance and then they change it, which is really quite interesting. So you can virtually cross out different choices you know are wrong if you're not sure of the answer, and then you can more easily see the choices that you've got left. Don't skim. Read the questions and answers carefully. Many questions have pairs of answers that are very similar, but the wording is slightly different. So make sure you think about that. Also look for keywords in the question. This helps you focus on what exactly is being asked, because sometimes people just overlook the word not, for instance. Quite a simple term, but completely changes the answer to the question, obviously. Okay, other tips. Be sure to read all the choices that you are given. Don't skip any of them. One answer may be correct, but another answer may be more precise in its detail and therefore the correct answer. I think I've already talked about the keywords thing. Look for words such as always, never, completely, absolute, all of those absolute terms, like this, often indicate the wrong answer. This is really important, so make sure that you have a look very closely at that. Look at double negative statements, try and translate them into positive ones. This can avoid confusion, particularly when you're under pressure, because, even if you've done a million multiple choice quizzes in your time, it's still going to put a little bit of pressure on you there. Keep in mind that the correct answer is often found in a pair of very similar answers, and answer every question unless there is a penalty for wrong answers. Even if you only guess, you may guess correctly and gain more marks. So make sure that you give every question a go. That's my advice. What you need for the quiz. Peace and quiet is a good idea. So if you've got children like mine that genuinely sound like two elephants running around the house, particularly when they're having an argument, plaster falls out of the ceiling because they're running around upstairs, go somewhere quiet. Find a quiet spot. Even if that quiet spot is your favourite cafe with your dongle, just do it somewhere quiet. I wouldn't recommend a dongle for this though. Try and get a stable internet connection, which was my next tip. This can be tough. I know a lot of people, particularly in remote areas, can really struggle with getting a stable internet connection. Think about your possibilities. If it takes you an hour to drive to the university to do the quiz there, where they've got hopefully a stable internet connection, we've had a lot of problems this semester at the beginning of the semester, then that's in your best interest to do that if you can possibly make it happen. Think of somebody near you that might have a more stable internet connection that's perhaps not an hour away. All of that sort of stuff. Oh, pardon me. Make sure you've got a clock near you so you can see how much time you've got left. That's pretty important. Turn off your phone. You don't want to be interrupted. Anything that's going to distract your train of thought, where you may not come back to it and complete it, that's going to be a bit of a problem. Have something to chew on near you. This really doesn't matter what it is. Minties are great. Beware of your fillings if you've got any. This actually stimulates brain activity. So, and it's been proven time and time again to help the brain work. So if you've got something to chew on when you're doing the quiz, that's always a good idea. And I would argue for any other exams and stuff you've got on too. Water, tea, coffee, probably not vodka, any of those things, make sure you've got them. Get some good sleep, which is certainly something I'm apparently lacking at the moment. And make sure you've got your readings with you. It's basically an open book. We don't want people sitting in the room colluding together. So the questions are random. Sorry, I have to make a note about that. The questions are random, that randomly pulled from a broader set of questions. So we're really not too concerned about people colluding and stuff like that. You won't be able to text your friend and let them know what's on the quiz, because your friend will be getting completely different questions on the screen in front of them. So make sure you don't do that. It's not a good idea. What do they look like? Quick image. That's actually a better image of what the quiz looks like. You can see you've got your 3 things. You click one, you save it. Make sure you save it. Save your responses as you go along, because that's the most common problem that happens in these types of quizzes, is that people forget to hit save at the bottom of the page, and then the answer that they've put in isn't saved, and then I get maybe 3 or 4 answers that are not saved, and that's a substantial portion of a 20-question quiz. If your internet drops out and you have not completed the quiz, what should you do? Please don't panic. And I found this great GIF of Beaker. Unfortunately, he doesn't work on these slides here in this presentation, but he's really cool, so you should check him out if you get a chance. We can work around this stuff. If something goes wrong, you can go back in. You should have 3 attempts for the quiz. Apologies, folks. I'm exceedingly tired today, so I will be yawning quite a bit. So don't freak out if something goes wrong, because we all know that the UTAS system goes down and doesn't work properly a lot of the time. Just email me and we can go from there. The quiz is set up so that if it drops out, your responses will be there, but the coordinator or Milo team might have to turn it back on for you. So just don't freak out. I will make sure, regardless of what happens, that you get a chance to complete the quiz. All right? So it's all good. And that's it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch and ask me what they are. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all very soon. See you later.